What's up, everyone? In this very special episode of Made with Lau, my parents are going to teach us how to throw a traditional red egg and ginger party. Our son Cameron recently turned 100 days old, and much like a kid's first birthday, it's common for Chinese families to get together and celebrate this milestone. There's really no right or wrong way to do a red egg and ginger party. My cousin hosted hers at a Chinese banquet hall, most of which typically have a red egg and ginger party package. And my nephew celebrated his 100 days at a park with delicious barbecue. If you're looking to throw your own party, my dad walks us through his method and recipe for making red eggs and ginger. And my mom explains the meaning behind the red eggs and some of the other Chinese symbolism and traditions that make up the celebration. If you're looking for a written version of this recipe, check out our blog post at madewithlau.com, where you'll find an adjustable list of ingredients and step-by-step videos to guide you as you make the recipe at home. We also include some additional resources on how to plan your own red egg and ginger party, where to find red outfits for your baby, and more. Hope you guys enjoy!
大家朋友，大家好，今日又見面啦！我個孫仔100日出世嘅 party 就係呢2日啦。順便呢，趁呢個機會呢，我就同大家介紹下點樣整呢個紅雞蛋同埋呢個蒜薑，同大家分享一下。而家開始，首先將啲雞蛋洗下佢先，雞蛋衞生啲啦，係。
Next, we'll begin boiling our eggs. Place the eggs in the pot, along with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and enough water to fully submerge the eggs. Then, we'll cover the pot and set the stove to high heat until it comes to a boil. We add salt because it helps seal any potential cracks that might form while boiling, and we add vinegar so that the eggs are much easier to peel. If you want to nerd out, here's a pretty interesting article on BuzzFeed that tests out a bunch of different egg boiling methods and how easy it is to peel. The article confirms that adding vinegar is the clear winner, but it also mentions that it may add some blemishes to the eggshells. Since these red eggs are meant to be on display, if the final aesthetic is more important than an easier peel, then feel free to skip the vinegar. However, this method is something you can and should do even when you're just boiling normal eggs for yourself at home. To give you a quick overview of the timing of each step, in our pot, we'll fully submerge the eggs in cold water, along with the salt and vinegar we talked about earlier. Set the stove to high heat and bring it to a boil. This should take a few minutes. Once it comes to a boil, let it boil for 5 minutes at high heat. Remove the pot from the heat and let the eggs sit for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, soak them in cold water for 2 minutes. Then our eggs should be ready.
咁紅水呢，俾1級水嗱，用2個茶匙嘅紅水，啲紅水就開好得啦。等啲蛋煲好就用得噶啦。雞蛋呢就夠時間啦。我哋將啲雞蛋留佢嗰個凍水，咁之後咧就等佢剝殼啲嚇。經過啲凍水，嗱，啲蛋幾靚，一個都冇裂到，係咪？啲蛋嗱好靚煲得。所以你俾咗啲醋同埋啲鹽上去咧，將啲雞蛋冇咁容易裂啦。嗱，先係咪？一隻都冇裂到，係咪？幾靚？一隻都冇裂到。將啲雞蛋流佢出嚟，將佢抹乾佢。抹乾嘅作用啫，即係佢容易上色啫。而家咧我就開始係醃雞蛋啦。嗱，睇住嚟。
要醃幾耐？
唔睇㗎啦，嘅30秒咁上下啫嘛，30秒咁就得啦，咪可以留起佢咯。
Once we've dipped each egg in the food coloring for 30 seconds, we're good to go with the eggs.
好啊，而家趁呢個時間，就切咗薑先嗬，先咗刨皮先啦。本嚟咧薑咧最好就有嗰啲紫薑，即係話叫啲罌嗰啲薑咧，啲嫩薑。但係而家唔係成日都有啲買得到呢啲嫩薑，所以咧。我哋就用嗰啲普通嘅薑老啲嘅薑咁嚟做啦。佢如果我咁樣做法咧，佢亦都可以係幾好嘅應該。嗱，我燒先呢度要10安士嘅薑咧，薑皮就好啦。而家就切薑，因為呢啲薑咧佢唔係嗰啲好嫩嘅薑，所以我嘅做法咧就將佢切薄啲。係睇住嚟。而家咧放落嚟，俾啲鹽，搖一搖佢嗱。 因為佢唔係嗰啲嫩薑，我哋落啲少鹽落去揦佢咧，等佢會冇咁辣。
Add 2 teaspoons of salt to the bowl of ginger and shake the bowl for 20 to 30 seconds to evenly mix the salt around. We'll also look to separate any pieces of ginger that are clumped together. Set this to the side for 5 minutes as we prepare our ginger marinade. To an empty bowl, we'll add 4 tablespoons of sugar and 5 tablespoons of vinegar. If your ginger is on the older side, add an additional tablespoon of sugar and vinegar each. If you want, you can also add 1/3 to 1/2 teaspoon of the red water solution we made for the eggs, which will give the ginger more of a pinkish color.
俾啲鹽醃過啲薑之後咧，佢冇咁辣。嗱，而家啲薑開始軟翻啦，係咪？醃咗幾分鐘，啲薑就開始軟啦。將啲薑咧，啲老啲薑因為可以撳啲水出嚟，唔會有咁辣噶啦。嗱，睇到嘛？我哋啲薑咧已經醃到差唔多啦。我而家俾啲清水過水佢，沖下啲鹽佢嗬。
Rinse and wash the ginger for 20 to 30 seconds, and then drain the water with a colander.
撳乾啲水佢，嗱咁樣整啲水撳翻乾佢嚇，等佢冇咁多水。薑搞掂啦，我哋將啲醋倒佢落嚟，好啦，撈佢，就將啲醋浸過啲薑嘅面上咧，咁就得啦，咁就 OK 噶啦。咁樣就 OK 噶啦，係咁噶啦，又俾個保鮮紙冚住蓋住佢，完全搞掂啦，擺喺度個雪櫃度，聽日就好靚噶啦。好啦，朋友們，紅雞蛋酸薑就搞掂啦，係咪好簡單啊？仲有一樣話俾大家聽啊，煲雞蛋呢個煲咧，煲嘅時候咧，一定唔可以肥，有油喺度，有油漬喺度，因為如果有油漬喺度嘅話咧。染到啲雞蛋殼係有油漬嘅話咧，卡乸就唔得勻循啦，一笪笪嘅嚇，啲卡乸幾靚幾勻循，係咪？你記得一樣有就記得，唔好有油喺個煲度。
Stay tuned to celebrate with us and to hear my mom explain some of the Chinese traditions and symbolism that make up our red egg and ginger party.
Hi, fan! We are going to have a red egg and ginger party for our baby Camilla, 100 days old.
呢個海鮮豆腐羹 ，OK， 魚肉，啲三文魚肉，呢啲蝦，海鮮豆腐湯呢個蝦嚟嘅 ，OK， 嗱3樣 ，OK。
When I was very young, my grandma always give me 1 red egg when I have a birthday. In the old day, we really did not have a lot of great food to eat. The kid in the old day, there's no cake for birthday, no cookie and no candy. Give them an egg, it is already valuable thing as a gift for the little one.
Hi everybody!
Red socks and bear slippers.
Miss you guys! I love you. Thanks for coming to my party. He got his hair. I got my tail. You want to show him in the front? Say hi, King Cam.
Oh my gosh.
He's a little Emperor Cam.
Since the egg is so valuable, we like to put red color on. Red color stands happiness, good luck, wish our baby grow fast and healthy and well and smart in their life. So that's why we use red egg to celebrate the little one, either month old, 100 day, and their birthday.
In addition to what my mom brought up, there are lots of other meanings behind red eggs and ginger. In Chinese tradition, eggs are also a symbol of fertility, birth, and new beginnings. As for ginger, it's believed to help the mom rebalance her body's energy after childbirth. Also, in Cantonese, the word for sour shares the same sound as grandchild, xun, so the slightly sour taste of ginger is symbolic of many more grandkids to come in the future. For special occasions like this, my parents usually honor our ancestors with a handful of symbolic rituals like bowing with incense and burning spirit money, also known as joss paper. This isn't absolutely necessary to do for a red egg and ginger party, but I feel like it's important to touch on. A big part of the motivation behind Made with Lau is to help celebrate and share our Chinese heritage with our son, our future kids, and all of you watching at home. Why do we bow 3 times?
We just thank you for our ancestor. Thank you. Because the life started with our ancestor, right? So we bow them, we let them know we have a new life now. We want the ancestor protect our new baby. We keep continue generation by generation. We're doing really well.
Why do we burn money?
We burn money because we have a new life, like a little new life, we let the ancestors know we are happy. We also burn all the money, it is sent to them so they can have money to use.
In addition to offering our ancestors money to spend in the heavens, we're also offering them food to eat. Our ancestors' 3-course meal includes chicken, fish, and Chinese sausage. Chicken, or gai, sounds like the phrase hosai gai, which literally means a good world and represents a good life. Fish, or yu, sounds like the word for abundance, yu. And as for Chinese sausage, it just tastes good, and it's red, which we already know stands for happiness and good fortune. And why alcohol?
When we have a party, right, we say qi with alcohol, and we also let our ancestors qi so they can enjoy with us, enjoy with our new generation in their life. So let them know, let them be happy, let them qi together with us.
He's out. Cheers.
We are so happy we have a Cam in our life. That's a wonderful baby. I love Cam so much. And I was waiting for become a grandma for so long. Finally become true now.
She's waiting for so long. What's up?
I'm so happy for you, grandma.
Thank you for having us here.
You work so hard to raise all the kids. Right now, they bring you happiness.
Thank you.
Yeah. So young generation will bring a lot of happiness for us. When I see Cam smile,
Oh my
that's my heart smiling.
Me too.
Yes, that's me.
Oh my goodness. Mom, do you hear this?
I don't think he's ever making sounds.
This is his first laughing, Jen.
Okay, last question. Is there anything you want to wish for Cam?
Hi Cam, Grandma, Grandpa, and Daddy, Mommy will wish you healthy, grow fast, always happy, you smart, and you a good kid, and you are successful in your future life.
Happy 100 days, dear King. Happy 100 days for you.
Right, Cam? You understand? You say, yeah, I understand. Happy 100 days old.
We love you. Everyone loves you so much.
Yeah, we love you so, so much, Cam. Yeah.
What's up with it? What's good? What's good? You need an egg? You want an
What's
egg?
good?
Let him hold the egg. Yeah.
What's good, Cam?
Put this egg here, baby.
That's the egg, Ina.
What a boss.
Hey, boss. Hey, boss boy.